my last pack. Going in the river. Gone.
I'm impressed.
Me too.
How's your neighbour?
Howard?
No, the other side.
Oh, Hobbo? Yeah. He does nice needlework.
Told me he did martial arts. Maybe he meant martial needlework.
Things are looking up on the scenery line.
Don't go to pieces. It's only an old bra.
If you think that's old, you should see what your sister hangs on there.
She might surprise you. She might come back from Australia with a whole new underwear philosophy. I don't suppose you've got a cigarette for an ex-pub landlady?
You stopped smoking. I saw you do it.
Just testing.
Man needs to find his natural mother. Show no emotion, Hobdyke, it makes you twitch. You never knew your mother either, did you? I wonder why I never married. Oh, did I?
Fellow in the pub last night reckons Christmas Day should really be this week.
Wilkinson.
You know him?
Says Mexico won First World War.
See?
Christmas Day this week? In midsummer?
Not sure which day, but knows it's this week.
Maybe some Mexican told him.
I see the factory's in full swing. Usual buzz of activity.
I was just advising him on the best way to the B1429.
That was quick. That wasn't bad for off the cuff. Now this is me advising you on the best way back inside to that job you're supposed to be doing.
He was just saying that. I must get back to that job I'm supposed to be doing.
Sounded like he meant it. Convinced us.
Must be a great feeling of security being married to that woman.
Sooner live dangerously.
I have a nose for danger. It never rests.
Rest your nose, Hobbo. Relax.
What are you looking for?
I'm just looking.
Tell you what I'm looking for. The telltale flash of sunlight on metal or glass.
Still out to get you, are they?
Out there, that's sniper country.
You used to live out there in your little cottage all alone. Why didn't they get you then?
No doubt they tried. I've forgotten when. But once the memory comes back, chances are I buried them out there.
As you do.
I'm telling you this in confidence, of course. I mean, there are those who wouldn't realise I was licensed to kill.
You're still doing the needlework?
The close work's therapeutic. It calms the nerves. Nerves overstretched for years. You think I'm the first stressed-out secret agent to take up needlework?
This secret agent stuff, was this before you became a milkman?
Don't believe everything you read on the side of a van.
Hey, is that beautiful or what?
Hobbo? Wasted his time as a milkman.
Well, not according to him, no. You'd be amazed at what he thinks he was up to.
I only remember bits here and there. I think they mess with my mind.
We've noticed that.
Wiped the memory so I wouldn't talk.
It's not really working, is it?
The bits that do come back are so clear, so full of detail. I remember we had this agent who had absolute pitch. He could whistle the entire score of La Traviata.
But could he do White Christmas for a Mr. Wilkinson? I always go to Jelly for White Christmas.
This agent was dead before Christmas. They got him with a poisoned umbrella. It was another Bulgarian thing.
He was whistling La Traviata in the rain? So why umbrella?
It was a rolled umbrella. This Bulgarian was disguised as a stocks analyst. But if you look closely, you could see minute traces of garlic in his 5 o'clock shadow.
Blows their cover every time.
Every time.
I've never seen you move that fast before. You've been holding out on me. You've just set yourself a new standard, like.
That was just for emergencies. If he asks for me, tell him I'm in Singapore.
What are you doing in Singapore?
Does it matter?
It does if you start phoning here, expecting me to accept the charges.
Mr. Simonite?
If I am, he's a funny dresser.
No, I mean, is he in? Is he on the premises? Could I have a word?
He's in the back.
You old beggar. Tell him the check's in the post.
I think he's heard it before.
Just a few. Tell him it doesn't matter anymore. I'm retired from debt collecting. Morton Beamish.
Oh. No, he's not. He's Herman Teasdale.
Not anymore. Changed it. New name, new life.
Well, what do you want me for? Says he with a clear conscience.
Well, I thought we might just talk about old times.
You want old times? I have a collection of antique clocks. They come with extended guarantees. Of course, being antiques, these have expired long ago. But I always think the fact that they once had a guarantee is a good sign, don't you?
I've got all the time I need these days. I'm on my own. There's just the friends I made debt collecting. You can guess how many they are.
All alone. Never mind. I've got this offer on electric blankets.
You were married. You once told me you had the best little wife.
I had.
Get yourself a wife, you said. Somebody to come home to. She'll straighten your life out.
I went home that night, the day I retired. I gave her a big hug and a promise that we'd be together every day from that moment on.
I like a good love story.
She went upstairs and packed and then left me. Not straight away. She let me carry her bag to the station.
Should you be lying on damp grass?
Is it damp? Risk it. Give it a whirl. Live dangerously.
It's funny you should say that. I keep getting these memory flashes. I have lived dangerously.
Selling eggs and milk?
That must have been my cover. Yeah. Thorough, you see. Attention to detail. We must have been the A-team. I mean, why else could I tell you the trigger pressures and the muzzle velocities of an entire range of weapons?
Do you realize we could tell you best way to B1429?
I want to get back to this Bulgarian thing. Garlic in his 5 o'clock shadow. Do Bulgarians eat a lot of garlic then?
They're next door to Transylvania. Dracula country. Wouldn't you?
When you say you were there with the Bulgarian and the umbrella...
I was there. I could smell his perfume.
That close. Not only there, but very good friends.
Don't go falling out with that captain. It only makes you depressed.
I don't fall out with him. I just stand there while he shouts at me.
Do you want me to come with you?
No, thank you, Glenda, but no.
I don't know why you put yourself through it.
It's a gentleman thing.
Shouting at you?
Yes. There's years of sportsmanship and tradition behind it.
If I catch him shouting at you, he'll get some handbag.
I don't like to hear you talking like that, love, about a person with such a perfect tee shot. If we were in Tibet, they'd be looking for his next incarnation.
I do not understand men. Mind you, it's a problem I quite enjoy living with.
I have this misty memory of parachuting out of aeroplanes.
With crates of milk, not easy.
I bet you never even jumped out of your milk van. I bet you slid out carefully in case you broke a fingernail.
That was an occupational hazard. Broken nails. I know. Everybody thinks I'm a big Jesse. You see how effective my cover must have been? Oh. Right, listen up. This drop is too big. I'm making an operational decision not to jump.
I like that decision.
No, you don't.
I don't?
It's rubbish. We can jump this.
Are we saying man who won't jump is chicken?
That's exactly what we're saying.
Okay, just don't tread on me feathers.
You see, that's what this is all about. Driving yourself through the fear barrier.
Like not lying on damp grass.
Avoiding a chill. A secret agent's no good if he's covered in Vic Vapor Rub. You'd smell him for miles.
You want sensible precautions? You should talk to us chickens.
I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't certain I've been here before. I've been trained for this.
For jumping off walls?
I've been dropped behind enemy lines.
Maybe on head.
Feel the old training kicking in. Geronimo!
He shouts Geronimo. What do you want to shout?
Merry Christmas, Mr. Wilkinson!
Oh!
He's right, it hurts.
You're looking up your old customers. You must be badly in need of friends.
You've no idea, Mr. Simonite.
Will you give over with the Mr. Simonite? I only ever get called Mr. when they take me to court. Call me Tom.
Tom, nice to talk to you, instead of leaving you all those nasty notes.
Oh, we went a few miles together, didn't we?
Nearly together. I think you were probably my most elusive client.
Oh, you're not just saying that.
No, you were top of my total dead leg list.
Been top of anything in my life.
I expect when I jumped out of aeroplanes, they picked softer spots.
Did you enjoy being a hero?
Oh, yes.
I like that. No false modesty.
How's the foot?
Oh, it'll be all right. I'm exceptionally brave.
I like that. No attempt to tell truth.
Before I was bought out by Primrose Dairies, I hate saying that. I don't normally say that. It makes me feel like a kept man.
We won't tell.
Everybody knows.
Nobody really knows where I was all that time. Who sees their milkman? There's only him up at that time in the morning. They'd hear a clink of bottle, but how did they know it was me?
You once left Nora Batty semi-skimmed.
Who's Nora Batty?
She's best on need-to-know basis.
You never met Nora Batty?
I never met most of my customers. I would just leave their stuff and they would leave the money in a milk bottle.
You'd have remembered her the day you left her semi-skimmed.
You have to change Travis's library book now.
It's just one more thrilling feature of the average day.
What kind of stuff does he read?
Oh, tough guy, private eye novels. What kind does yours read?
Oh, he doesn't actually read them, he just changes them. He thinks it's passport that gets him out the house.
Oh, sometimes I envy you.
For what?
You both have someone waiting for you at home.
Well, for his meals.
For a report on where exactly we've been.
But they care, you see. Someone beside you through the lonely watches of the night.
He sends me downstairs if he thinks he's heard burglars.
Travis hides under the bedclothes and pretends he's looking for his glasses.
Who pats my hand when I'm feeling low? Who's there to say, "You must rest more, darling, and I'll bring you your favourite drink"? Who comes quietly behind you and kisses your neck?
Dracula?
Well, I envy you your shared laughter and tears. I live with a cat.
Now, why didn't we think of that?
I shan't need the car for more than an hour. You got your phone? Call me when you're ready for home.
I may never be ready. If I play like I usually do, I might have to emigrate.
Looks like somebody's broken down.
Yes, that sounds like me.
Up ahead.
Ye gods, it's the captain!
Oh, good. I want a word with him.
No! You don't!
Rescue at last! Toby Mowbray Smith knows how to be grateful, my dear.
Stop flossing about. Lie down.
I'm going to.
Relax. We'll keep you informed if we see anybody with garlic in his 5 o'clock shadow.
Or hers. Some Eastern European women very scary.
This is no good. I can't just lie here. Somebody has to stay alert.
So go stay alert. We'll lie here.
Can't see anything.
Don't worry. Maybe just your eyes closed.
It's a good position up here. I could command from up here. Suppose if I could remember it, I must be skilled in unarmed combat.
Unarmed embroidery. You were skilled at unarmed embroidery.
Did you know I was adopted?
I can't imagine why.
One day I'm going to find my natural mother.
But she dumped you once. What makes you think she wants to find you?
I'll charm her.
You can do that? Charm ladies?
I charmed Olga, the beautiful spy.
When was this?
I don't know when was this. I only get these tantalizing shreds of memory. I never get the whole picture. Have you got anything in your trousers?
What kind of question is that?
It'll come to you.
you'd like San Felipe, and I can recommend the local wine. Excuse me a moment.
How are you doing, lad?
I think if I just blow down this pipe...
Ye gods, spare me the details. You must tell your lady I don't normally travel disguised as one of the underclass. My saintly wife has snatched my tastier wheels.
Stop!
Do you think he's checking on us?
Maybe insecure, being adopted.
And what do you do for excitement, ladies? We have coffee.
Well, you could have had tea.
Which wouldn't significantly enhance the wow factor. Do you miss the pub, Stella?
I miss the smoke. Nora's place smells of bleach. It's not really a substitute.
She always had a heavy hand with bleach. I bet she took some to Australia with her in case they hadn't heard of it. How old is this sister she's looking after?
Madge, she's the eldest.
Oh, she'll be feeling her age when Nora starts organising her. Do sit down, Stella.
You're wearing out the carpets.
I can't sit down. I need to keep moving.
Oh, go outside and have a fag if you must.
Never.
Have you heard from Nora?
Yes, I'm talking to her in Australia, and I can hear people in the background smoking.
Your Wolf had a neat solution for giving up smoking. He drank himself to death.
Tense, I admit. I'm tense. But I'm not going that far. It's typical of Wilf. He had to do everything bigger and better.
I hear you're good at needlework.
Why does everybody remember only the needlework? Have they told you I'm undoubtedly highly skilled in numerous deadly arts? No, not a word. Just now look at me. You got me all wound up, starting to twitch.
Just making conversation.
Try it now. And again.
Well done.
Call me when you're ready for rolling.
Damn fine effort, lad. I won't forget it.
You see? It does that. Now and then it does that. Oh, and another thing. If I get overexcited, my coordination goes.
I was just making conversation. I didn't know he had a twitch.
And I'll tell you why I have a twitch. It's post-traumatic stress.
The rattle of the milk crates.
Driving without breaking eggs.
You don't get that from dairy products.
So from where then? Don't keep it a secret.
I'm probably supposed to keep it a secret.
Oh, well then. Let's talk about something else.
I can only tell you because you are my team. I knew you'd laugh, but I want it understood. Any information you pick up from me must never be talked about.
No problem.
Not interested anyway.
I'm not saying another thing. Get on with it. Where did you get this combat fatigue?
You name it. Any portion of the globe. Wherever the action was, I bet you'd find me there. I know. I didn't used to believe it until it all started coming back to me. Just pieces, little flashes of memory. Luther Hobdyke, Ace Hobdyke, on Her Majesty's secret business.
You were here all the time delivering milk.
I've worked that bit out. Every time I was away on a dangerous mission, the Secret Service had someone deliver the milk for me.
The Secret Service?
Under one of its many disguises. Do you know what I think? I think the really secret, all-powerful, mysterious organisation was Primrose Dairies. You can laugh. I'm beginning to believe I was a hitman for Primrose Dairies.
Why would they use a milkman?
Who would ever expect them to use a milkman? We were that kind of organisation. Lateral thinkers.
So, why can't you remember it all?
I've thought about that too. I think they took me somewhere and wiped my memories clean. Maybe for security. Maybe I knew too much. Maybe I was getting too near finding the mole at headquarters. I had to be neutralised.
Which could explain needlework.
But piece by piece, Luther Hobdyke is putting it all together again.
Lonely road. Guy with a golf bag way out here. Is that suspicious or what?
You don't think it's golf?
Way out here.
You're wondering what's really in the bag.
Every trained nerve is flashing red.
I like it. I hope when I've been in long enough, I shall have instincts like that.
You stick with me. I'll teach you, okay? Go and ask him what's in his bag.
Suppose it's a body?
No, it won't be taught in a body.
I'm glad about that. I hate finding bodies.
Have you ever found one?
Not one that were lost. But they keep sending you to places where they know you'll find one.
How come I had to pay for all the sandwiches?
Well, you laid the man low.
It was instinctive. He comes at you from behind like that. Just shows you the old reflexes still work.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Wilkinson.
I said, good morning. He said, don't come too close. I'm a target.
He thinks he's a target. I arrested one once who thought he was a drinks dispenser.
Oh, well, you know where you are with a drink dispenser.
Morning, Mr. Hobdyke.
No names. Never mention the name.
Sorry?
People, even as we speak, are looking for that name.
How much do you owe?
I don't owe anything. These are highly trained, lethal people. I'm a target.
Well, Could you move over there a bit? How do you live with something like that?
Outdoors, I stay alert. Indoors, I do craft work. If you want to shout a name, you can call me Ace.
Ace? Where did you get that? Primrose Dairies?
That was our cover for the real work. The kind of work where a man can become a legend, known as Ace.
Have you heard from Nora?
Oh, yes. 3 o'clock this morning. She hasn't worked out the time difference yet.
I hope it was worth it.
Oh, never fear. She wanted to remind me to polish the banisters every Wednesday.
Not Thursday?
Apparently Wednesday's banister day.
You need more teacups.
Or fewer friends.
Don't you smoke either?
Gave it up. It was turning mustache brown.
You don't have a moustache.
Forgot. By the time I remembered, it was too late. I was non-smoker.
You mean some idiots in the pub trade? But you lot, you're in a class of your own.
It's not a big removal van, just a self-hire.
Maybe they don't have much stuff.
These days, everybody has too much stuff.
Uncle Ted didn't have too much stuff.
He was loopy.
He wasn't loopy.
He said he was in contact with flying saucers.
Only once. They never called back.
Best not be seen peeping. I don't want their first impression to be nosy neighbours.
Especially since we're nosy neighbours.
No, we're not. It's only natural to be hoping they're going to be nice.
Will you come away from that window?
I was just passing.
We alone?
Good heavens! We've hardly met.
My instincts tell me I'm being followed.
Oh, I can assure you it wasn't me.
Don't be alarmed. But if the next person who comes through that door is a gigantic Russian former wrestler by the name of Platonov.
Good heavens! What then?
I advise you not to look while I deal with him.
Oh, what you guys... Oh.
Yes, right. Well, since I'm here, what have you got in your Albanian cookery section? There was a dish they used to feed me as a prisoner. You're looking at me oddly. Have I started to twitch?
Do you intend to? I'm not sure it's permissible in the library.
It's nothing. Just a bit of post-combat stress. Sometimes I forget things. You wouldn't be one of them, would you? We haven't been very close, or what have you?
I can assure you, not close. And most certainly not... what have you?
I have to be careful, you see. You never know who you might have forgotten. I could have a wife somewhere.
I can tell you now, all you're entitled to from me is a library ticket.
You wouldn't by any chance have the address of the really secret service? I mean, the really secret service?
I hardly think so, if it's all that secret.
I was wondering if they had an agent missing, in which case it could be me.
But if you work for them, wouldn't they know it was you?
It's tricky, you see. It all gets so secret. Nobody knows what anybody's doing.
Oh, it sounds like an organ of state. But you're not really sure that you used to work for them?
I'm starting to remember things. A cottage by a lake in northern Finland.
Holiday?
Up to where I had to terminate the spy who was possibly the only woman I ever truly loved. You see, where would I get memories like that unless I was on secret work? You don't pick up stuff like that from the job centre.
Have you any evidence?
Oh, I could have shown you my old bullet wounds.
Not in my library.
But to wipe those too. Plastic surgery. Top job. You can't see a trace. Except they still irritate in warm weather. I'm always at it with the old body lotion.
You do smell nice.
Thank you. I don't see why macho has to be all sweaty, do you? You're sure about that address?
We do not have the address of the most secret service.
They're not in yellow pages either.
Looking thoughtful, Morton. On the brink of a great discovery, and we've interrupted.
I was wondering how the wife is since she left me.
My guess would be happy.
Doing great, I shouldn't wonder.
Thanks.
Stop teasing him and ask him if he's seen anyone suspicious.
Just this prawn wearing a scarf under his cap.
There are sound tactical reasons. And besides, I don't want to draft in my ear. If you'd ever been a martyr to earache, you'd know where I'm coming from. I hope we're not intruding, Morton, if you were planning to jump. I'm the first one to understand when a chap gets tired of running on empty.
No, I'm not going to jump. I'm a fighter. Then again, I'm a loser. See how tricky life is.
You gotta be tricky back. Ask Entwistle. He learnt the art of Zen from mending washing machines.
The sound of one hand dropping screwdriver. Secret is remain calm.
I thought you used to swear.
That other secret.
Morton, have you tried fine needlework? It's reduced my combat stress dramatically.
Is there any point in trying anything?
Listen, Mort. If you are going to jump, wait until we're gone so we don't get splashed.
No intention of doing a jump.
He's changed his mind. Lacks decision.
I ought not to be out here exposed like this. Ask him if he wants to join us for a drink.
Yes.
You're getting better at decisions.
I'm looking lovely. How do you feel? Oh, I feel dishy too.
That's the spirit, girl.
Oh, sorry. Wrong house. It's not the wrong house. I believe I know this person.
They hate it. They hate it when you look smart for going out. Travis always gets a bad leg.
And that's supposed to keep you in the house. I know the system. He gets dizzy spells.
I can't help it. You never know when they're going to strike. That's the thing about dizzy spells.
Mind you, if anyone was ever suitable for dizzy spells, it has to be him.
Relax. I'll bring her back. Unless we get a better offer.
Too right.
And where exactly do you two think you're off to?
To Irene Hislop's funeral. I told you.
Oh, I can't remember you telling me.
I told you Monday.
Oh, that's more than 24 hours. They don't retain information for that length of time. Excuse me.
Why do you never get dressed up for me?
Oh, to be dragged through some bushes? That's his idea of a day out.
Fancy saying a thing like that.
Oh, shut up and pull the twigs out your hair.
Morton needs strong tea.
So, what you're saying is, normally I serve weak tea.
Oh, always strong tea. This establishment famous for strong tea.
You're not lying convincingly.
But today, Morton needs extra strong tea.
3 sugars. I need some sweetness in my life.
What's his problem?
Nobody likes him. The dog bit him. His wife left him.
Are you sure she hasn't just run out of sugar?
Was it? The wife bit him and the dog left him.
I used to be a debt collector. Nobody likes a person like that. But you think your wife might like you?
This is Yorkshire, love. We don't like anybody.
I am Yorkshire.
Then you've no business expecting sweetness.
You see, you're among friends. I bet you feel better already.
Right, I've checked. The area's secure.
Oh, that is a relief.
Madam, these things are not done lightly. There are people here, like my team, for instance. Nay, you yourself, madam, who can benefit from a professional eye. Now, if you would be so kind as to find me a chair with its back against the wall.
No problem.
When did you see the inspector?
Last night. You just left.
Just my luck. I bet he thought I was sneaking off home early.
Well, there is that possibility, since you were sneaking home early.
And he said it's time we arrested somebody.
Yes, and he meant it.
Did he say who?
No, I didn't say who. I think he was leaving that to us.
Typical. He gets paid to make all the decisions. Look who has to decide who to arrest.
I'm going to make them a pot of tea.
Oh, yes. How charitable. Not just curious. Do you want me to come with you and take notes?
Take note of this. Any more cracks like that, and your next meal is going to be very undistinguished.
I thought we had that yesterday.
You must have been driving recklessly.
You drive recklessly in this.
Well, I can't afford you a solicitor. Your best plan is to plead insanity.
Why are you arresting these two?
Think positive. There must be something.
But why these two?
An old lady, and he looks like a muffin behind the wheel. It's no good waiting for a car full of violent yobs. The criminal justice system is geared for letting off violent yobs. Nobody, on the other hand, is looking out for old ladies.
Have you checked? Can you see anyone suspicious?
Well, only you.
Where are we heading?
Out in the hills. Fresh air, scenery, nice little country pub.
Not necessarily in that order.
I'll just slip into something more comfortable.
What's more comfortable? I thought he looked comfortable.
He twitches.
Well, not a lot. Have you never twitched?
You ask that of electrical end whistle? Grab wrong wire, you twitch.
Have you got any other flavour?
Other flavour? I like it.
It's a pleasure to breathalyse.
Makes you feel rotten being rotten to him.
Well, what have I done?
Insecure load. You go hurtling around the corner and half that stuff's going to fly off.
Hurtle? You can't hurtle in that.
Have you tried?
Flat out she gets overtaken by bicycles.
And it's going flat out. Case closed.
Police brutality. I saw you hit him.
Yeah, you slapped him on the back.
never actually look, do we? To see if there's anybody lurking about.
I look all the time.
You're lying.
It's easier than looking. Ready when you are. Right. Rule numero uno. Surprise. I'll ride up there. I'll see him coming from there.
See who coming?
Men in white coats.
The Russians. Putin's people. I have these scars in my memory that tell me about old adversaries. I like the moustache, don't you? Eh? I think it's as calm and experienced. Right, you. Frequent checks in the rearview mirror. You'll advise me if my moustache moves.
Yeah, but that's no job for a grown person. I'm not spending my life monitoring your upper lip.
Point taken. Right, moustache duties, plus you'll work the sat-nav.
No sat-nav.
No sat-nav?
Got thing that boils tea.
Take a note. Must get sat-nav. Right, first we pick up Morton and find him a friend. I think it's wonderful, yeah? All those years of danger, and it didn't turn me into a hard person.
She wasted her life on that useless lump.
It's been done before.
But why do women do it?
Because they start off with the boyfriend, who's one thing, and wake up with the husband, who's another.
I suppose we've been lucky, really.
I wouldn't go as far as lucky.
Oh, you would. Ours are harmless.
I think sackless is closer.
There's no justice, is there? She's dead, and he's looking fit at her funeral.
He's got a handshake that won't let go. Oh, I hate that.
Standing there with a big cheesy grin.
Yeah, he seemed to be bearing up nicely.
She ran herself ragged looking after him, and he always let her. Oh, I could have booted him today. I had to grit my teeth when he kissed me. It was like a slap with a wet sock.
He was kissing everyone. I thought he was going to start on the men.
She was such a bonny lass. You've got to do more than that with your life.
But we haven't done so much more.
Then it's time we started. You can't spend your whole life looking after men.
Well, someone's got to.
Men. You know what week this is? As from now, it's Hate Men Week.
We should make it a fortnight.
I think it's time we found a bit of time for ourselves.
Yeah, well, I'll drink to that.
And I'll put the kettle on.
No. Let him do it.
Oh.
Howard!
What?
Put the kettle on.
Least we can do is introduce ourselves, make them feel welcome.
Hello, we're your nosy neighbours.
It's just neighbourly nosy. It's what neighbours do. Pick something up, Barry. Carry it in for them.
Nice gesture.
I think so.
Goodbye reading in bed. I was planning on reading in bed. I've just been through a very nasty divorce because they caught me not reading in bed.
You see how everything can end pleasantly if we all show a little understanding. Now you know where my shop is. Call in any time. There'll always be a welcome for what used to be the forces of law and order.
I know what you brought that thing for.
It's not as useless as your thing there.
You gave me a good price.
Next time we wait for violent yobs.
I broke his lamp. We're going to have to move house. Maybe leave the area.
Down you get, Morton. Now, help me down. Is my foot over the wheel? Am I good for the wheel?
It's fine, just lower it.
Are you sure? Take my foot and place it on the wheel. You did good there, Morton. I file away stuff like that. Now, stand here while I have a word with Barry.
Mr. Hobdyke?
No names, Barry. You know Morton?
Yes, I know Morton. He used to be Herman Teasdale.
I want you to get to know him better. He's a good person.
Did you always have a moustache?
It's a tactical moustache. Barry, I've brought you Morton.
What do you mean you brought
He's lonely. He needs a friend. I can't keep him with me. I'm too dangerous. I'm a target. We could be in some Russians' telescopic sights at this very instant. Come over here, Morton. Come on. To me. Say hello to Barry. Barry will be your full-time friend from now on.
Oh, that's great. I like Barry. I've always liked Barry.
Just a minute. Our full time is full.
Shake hands and have a wonderful life together. Hey, come on, Chief. Come on in.
I can't do anything with him.
Well, certainly not in here.
It's not me. It's his other woman.
His wife, you mean?
Well, yes, if you want to get technical. He's been told he's free to go whenever he pleases. And look at him.
She showed me the door.
You always said you wanted to be free.
Between the hours of lunch and tea time. You don't have to overdo it.
Do you realise we've never been out in the dark?
How can you study nature in the dark?
I imagine she guides you through.
I'd raise no objection to the use of a flashlight.
So, what are you drinking, Hobbo? Where's he gone now?
Right. Let me have your report. Is there a back door?
There's always a back door.
You can verify that. Good. Toilets?
That way.
I don't want to use them. I was just asking if they've been checked.
Well, I wouldn't say springtime fresh.
Okay to visit. You wouldn't want to stay.
Your determined attacker could hide in there. I was once leapt on in a convenience in Copenhagen. Right. Find me a seat with my back against the wall.
You don't drink?
Yes, I drink, but not when I'm driving.
Are you driving?
I thought I might drive us home.
Oh.
Like to keep the old highway skills sharp.
You said you lost memory.
They only wipe the secret bits. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Was it our enemy, or was it my own people? Of course, this is in strict confidence.
Who's going to believe it? They think you're an idiot.
I can live with it. That's my best disguise.
Works for us.
What about your background? Family?
No one. No. I was adopted. Was I unwanted? Hard to believe. I expect Mother was poor. I'm determined to track her down.
Big treat for Mother.
I shall get her gifts. I've been embroidering a set of linen for her. See me through many a long winter night. It's my own stitch. I've invented my own stitch. I call it Mother Stitch.
Let me run through that again. You brought me not only a lamp, but Morton.
Morton has time on his hands. He's eager to help.
I am. I'm eager to help.
And I accept.
Oh.
I'll accept all I can get. She's left me no choice. She took the house, the furniture, the car. I was lucky to get away with 2 pair of trousers, the cow. We'll have a drink if I can find it.
It's a bit early for me.
What am I, a drink sodden?
We'll have a drink.
I like a man that knows his own mind.
Have you driven one of these? I've driven everything from Soviet tanks to submarines. See? There's something else coming back to me now.
Can you drive with a twitch?
That'll go as soon as I get my confidence back. You see where the problem is? You have to try to anticipate the twitch.
I thought Howard looked worried.
There's the right face for it.
Oh, yes, he does it very well.
You understand, I have to find Mother. You're worried she won't like hens. We'll work something out. Trust me.
Hello, Glenda, can I call you back?
Did you forget something, perhaps?
I forgot something? I don't think so. I've got everything here. On the floor. I didn't forget to kiss you. I had both hands full and an umbrella in my teeth. No, I didn't hang it there so I wouldn't have to kiss you.
Maybe you prefer to kiss me on that.
Glenda, that's a bit harsh.
But that's what it feels like.
I don't prefer to chew an umbrella sooner than kiss you. I admit, I don't drag you behind the settee to kiss you anymore. Before we were married. We used to have 30 seconds when your mother went to put the kettle on. I haven't gone off the boil. Hello? Hello?
Bradshaw. I'm a Bradshaw.
You have to
attitude, isn't it? We put our life on the line.
We're only doing school crossing.
They're not without danger. Some of those kids are little germ factories. They're biological weapons. I never breathe when they're passing.
Well, that's why you go blue.
Why go blue?
Well, I didn't like to mention it. I thought maybe you were dying or something.
You stayed very calm.
You always said to keep you cool during a crisis.
I didn't mean mine.
That's it, stop! That's the house. Number 12. The Bradshaws. My Bradshaws. To be here at last. Mother is behind that door. Help me down. Albert!
Right. You're all leg and no notion.
I don't believe he ever jumped out of aeroplanes. I think he fell.
I had a moment's giddiness. It happens. Combat fatigue. Plus I got a build-up of wax. I wonder sometimes if I need glasses. You'll have to go. I'm too emotional. I can feel a twitch coming.
You're going to feel a right twitch if it's the wrong Bradshaws.
This isn't just guesswork. I do my research. I was known throughout the secret world for meticulous planning.
Better known round here for being Big Jesse.
I encourage that. It hides the deadly force.
Oh, that's true. They see you using Lipsol, the last thing they think of is deadly force.
Chap lips. I blame lying wounded in Siberia. Off you go, go on. Tell Mother her boy is waiting.
You're all creamed up, your lips are glossy, you smell divinely, you should go.
And the first thing she sees is a twitch? I don't think so.
You said you had nerves of steel.
That's for danger. This is heartache. I may have been a hunter-killer, but I never lost touch with my feminine side.
Is there a free person here? Is there anyone likely to be going into town?
No.
Well, people have got their freedom. I can't understand why they don't use it.
She's confiscated your mobile phone.
Again.
She hides it. Oh, come on, I'm in lockdown. And you're both wrong. I'm not looking for the person you're thinking of. I'm looking for Agnes. I'm to regress.
What if she doesn't want to see you?
That's not in my calculations.
What? It's been 50 years and not a word from her.
She could have been busy.
Trying to forget you.
Will you stop it? I'm nervous enough.
Maybe she gave you away in the first place because she couldn't stand your twitch.
Don't worry about the twitch. I've got it under control.
What was that then?
That was a wink.
What are you winking at?
It's a reflex from so much time spent peering through a telescopic sight. Okay, I believe I'm ready. How do I look? I should have brought flowers.
You did bring flowers.
You see, they try to make me forget. But Luther Hobdyke refuses to forget. Hope she likes flowers. Have we got time to get some chocolates?
Stop backing off. Go say hello to Mother.
I wondered if she'll recognise me.
Wonder if husband will.
How old were you when she gave you away?
3 days. I think she kept me for 3 days before she could tear herself away.
Oh. I think that's sweet, don't you? Who did she give you to?
Some wealthy couple. You see how she cared? They kept me for 4 days.
You're getting better at bonding. So, who did they give you to?
The trail gets a bit hazy there. I ended up in the orphanage.
Who did they give you to?
They didn't. I stayed there till I was old enough to join the Royal Marines.
You joined Royal Marines?
No, but I was old enough. You realise I have to shade these details for security purposes?
Just stroke it. It's not a purse full of money. Polish it. Get some elbow behind it.
I'm giving it as much elbow as I've got.
Ha! I'm looking for an inexpensive second-hand vacuum cleaner for my friend Toby.
You found a friend then?
Just like that. He lets me do his housework.
Must have seen you coming.
No, he's always still in bed when I get there. I have my own key.
Who told you?
What?
It was supposed to be a secret.
What secret?
That superb second-hand vacuum cleaner. I was saving it for a special customer.
Oh, well then, I'll try elsewhere.
Oh, all right. If you're going to sulk, perhaps I could let you have a look at it.
I should have changed.
If she hasn't seen you since 3 days old, you have changed.
I should have brought my swimming certificate from the orphanage. Mothers like things like that.
You should have brought sandwiches if we're going to be out here much longer.
I hope she doesn't feel too guilty about abandoning me.
Make her feel better. Tell her she kept you for a whole week. Lie about your age.
Am I twitching? Can you see a twitch?
Look, don't give her the flowers. She'll not notice the twitch.
My fingers feel sticky. I'll have to go and wash. I mean, what kind of first impression is sticky fingers?
You can't always have gorgeous.
How about never?
Have you never had gorgeous?
I've had wandering husbands. That's mainly what I've had. Of course, you're not always aware of this at the time.
I always make a point of asking.
What if they lie?
I know. I am too trusting. Can get you into all kinds of trouble, if you're lucky.
There are some things worth more than gorgeous. I like good manners. I've never found any, but I'd like to.
I like loyalty. I think loyalty and faithfulness are worth a few points.
But where do you find a man with qualities like that?
I think the best course is to just keep looking.
Oh, you talk about diminishing returns, and we don't all have your stamina.
I admit you'd never mistake Howard for a hunk.
I never have.
Well, go on. But at least he's a one-woman man.
But he's married.
I mean, apart from that.
Oh.
Norman Clegg that was.
I'm with him.
And I'm too old for excitement.
Oh, Mr. Truelove, not really.
Gave it up for Lent and it never came back.
See how dangerous behaving yourself is.
You're in no danger.
Actually, we're on an errand of mercy for Howard.
One wonders, Howard who?
He's looking for the address of a lady called Agnes.
Well, I'm sure that's of no interest to me.
Mother.
Now?
Why not now?
In broad daylight?
You're in your own home. It's not platform 3 at City Station.
Where did it come from?
What?
This urge to be kissed behind the settee.
Does it matter? It's a bit of daft. A trip down memory lane. We don't do daft anymore, and that's a pity.
Do you think it's really appropriate for a financial advisor?
I've got news for you, Buster. With me, you're not a financial advisor. You're the world's cuddliest person.
Keep your voice down. This won't do me any favours in financial circles.
We're going on a trip, Barry. Just you and me behind the settee.
It won't be the same without your mother.
Now, Barry. Where are you going?
Just making sure the door's locked.
Who's likely to come in?
I wouldn't put it past your mother.
That looks really non-suspicious. It's just a kiss.
I'm ready.
Don't sound as though you need an anaesthetic.
All right. I'm here.
You used to do this with a lot more speed and sparkle.
And then what?
You've forgotten, haven't you? What can that be?
If they saw anything through the window, tell them we were looking for a mouse.
I'm not telling people they got mice.
You're going to have to show me how to work a few things. I'm not that switched on domestically.
Where's Morton?
I sent him off to buy a cheap vacuum cleaner. Life in the divorce lane is just one damn thrill after another.
Didn't they check her spleen?
Did they?
Or was it her gallbladder?
I knew she had some sort of problem. I thought it was him.
She cured him.
How did she manage that?
She used to hide his trousers.
How did that work?
Have you seen them without trousers? Yeah.
Just a husband. Wasn't a hobby.
A husband's quite enough to give you the general impression. It hardly matters how big they are gob-wise. They run out of steam once their knees are showing.
And it keeps them indoors. How long did she hide his trousers?
Till he was sober and hungover and full of remorse.
Understood. That's about the only time their trousers are safely in neutral.
Fine body of men. Not a smoker among them. You could die here from secondary non-smoking.
He looks under pressure.
His mother doesn't love him anymore.
I expect yours have the same problem.
The landlady speaks with forked tongue.
It's a trade that teaches you how to deal with dozy men.
Are there any other kind?
I know where I went wrong.
So do I. But I still married him.
I was too much of a shock. I made a tactical error.
Tried to claim wrong mother.
It could happen to anyone.
Doesn't he know his own mother?
I do now.
So, tell us, Ivy, where were you on a certain night in the early 60s?
She was the right mother. It was just bad timing.
Where was that one taken?
Oh, probably Cleethorpes. That was about as far as we ever got.
Oh, don't talk to me about Cleethorpes. I made a bad mistake at Cleethorpes.
The weather?
No, that was where I met him. I never noticed the weather. Of course, I was only a stupid young girl at the time.
Well, if you're going to be stupid, that's the time.
You must have had your moments.
Not at Cleethorpes.
I never expected romance at Cleethorpes, or I'd never have bought a bucket and spade.
How old were you?
Well, it didn't matter. In those days, if you went to the seaside, you bought a bucket and spade. I was 18.
And you discovered there was more to life than building sandcastles. I bet he was gorgeous. Well, you'd have gone on digging if he was bog standard.
He was gorgeous. And didn't he know it?
I gather we're not talking about Travis.
No. This was before Travis. It's hard to believe now, isn't it? There was life before Travis.
How much life?
Not as much as that. But he was lovely.
Some of them are at that age.
What?
That's twice she's abandoned me.
I should try for 3, then pack it in. Are you sure it's her?
I've double-checked all my research.
And got it wrong.
It's not wrong. I've followed the bloodline through 6 generations. Is it my destiny to be alone?
You got a hen?
I'm talking family here.
Maybe you could adopt a mother.
I want my own mother. A person needs his own mother. I've dreamed of this moment. Drinks all round. It's a big day for me.
What kind of drinks?
I thought maybe you'd all like a nice cup of tea.
Oh, it is a big day.
The thought of mother kept me going while I was climbing Everest on a bicycle.
Bicycle?
It was a mountain bike.
Knows what he's doing.
I blame his sat-nav.
I left my marker on the very top. For mother, it said. May we meet at some other doorstep.
Oh, give over. You'll have me all undone.
I remember it vividly. I had a puncture on the way down. Now I've seen that other doorstep. I think I know what went wrong.
She didn't like the look of you.
I was too much in her face without warning. I was a shock.
It has been said.
We've got to try again.
We?
Well, are we a team or aren't we?
You think she wants triplets on her doorstep?
This time it's softly, softly.
Oh, thank goodness I found someone. I have a problem. Although, to be fair, it isn't really my problem, it's someone else's problem.
Hey, calm down a moment. What is this problem?
It's an Agnes thing. She won't move until she's found out who the woman is.
Who won't move?
Marina! She's holding a protest. She won't budge. I've tried to persuade her.
Where is she?
She's out there!
Finished. No more everybody's plaything. I will not be tampered with again. Unless it's for charitable purposes.
What the dickens? It's a protest against the unreliability of men.
You'll need more than one trolley.
What we're going to do about that parking ticket?
Why are you asking me? It was on your side.
I think it were for the whole car.
It was under your wiper.
Echo Tango 7676, attendance required at road traffic incident.
Are you sure about this?
Never underestimate the power of the sympathy effect. You help me to the door, ring the bell. She sees me, I give a sad little wave.
What do we say is wrong with you?
Which is something we've both been wondering about.
Something simple. Don't overdo it. The trick always in these things is underplay. Just tell her I'm suffering from a lot of post-combat stress. Still recovering from various wounds and a couple of assassination attempts. Oh, plus there's still the after effect of the time they couldn't break me under torture.
Have you got all that? Glad he's keeping it simple.
Off you go then. Good luck.
No, not yet, no. We're too conspicuous. Just reverse round the corner.
Team, my team. Please.
What you done to me car? You would have wrecked me car. You've wrecked me car. Your fault. It was your fault. Oh, love on your choice. It was your fault. Hey, was it my car? It was my fault.
I've seen this before. Temper sprayed, road rage.
Could turn nasty.
People. I bet they'll listen to the radios. Music's supposed to be the food of love. Look at them.
What's our best move?
Not to move. Best to wait while they cool down.
Makes sense to me.
First rule of good policing. Exercise a calming effect.
Listen, I've had enough of you.
Look, it was your fault. You were coming out the corner.
It was your fault.
Put me down, will you? Joking me. Put me down.
I'm finished. Finished? You heard him. We've killed him.
Killed him. We just dropped him in the hole, that's all. Oh, you're right. We've killed him.
Nobody's killed him. You don't think Agent Hobdyke, Ace Hobdyke, doesn't know how to penetrate drains? I've been down deeper drains than that.
You said you were finished.
Finished here. It's the wrong Bradshaw. As I was falling, I had a sudden illumination.
We know. We heard scream.
It wasn't a scream. A Hobdyke doesn't scream. It was a cry of Eureka. It's not this Bradshaw. I want the second cousin.
I may not be a young muscular athlete anymore.
You'll get no argument from me.
But I do know my manners. At least you have the advantage of living with a gentleman of the old school who knows how to treat a lady.
There, you see? The second cousin. That's the Bradshaw line I should have been following.
Yeah, Marina. Marina?
Yeah, Marina. Marina was in a supermarket trolley. Whatever for?
Ye gods. Don't tell me you can have her delivered now.
Is it like into Flora? I bet she's pulled out on Father's Day. What was she doing in the trolley? Perhaps she's lost the use of her legs.
It's not for want of fresh air around them.
She's not a barley wine drinker, is she? I've seen that do terrible things to legs.
But what was she doing on a trolley?
Good question. She's usually off her trolley.
They said it was a protest. She had this sign saying, "Down with men."
Let's be fair to the woman. She could be onto something there.
I wouldn't be without my man. You can keep your electric blankets.
I shall. Till men have got a thermostat they can set to barely warm. I could join a protest against men.
Don't be bitter. You didn't have a bad time at Cleethorpes.
Nice biscuits, weren't they?
I assumed these were the only ones of that name, but look, here, you see? Through the second cousin. Another line of Bradshaws.
Bradshaw? I was a Bradshaw.
You were a Bradshaw?
Yes. What about it?
Bradshaw's of Wellington Street.
Yes, what of it?
Mother.
Oh, get off, you dozy oaf! Get off!
be looking well. Doesn't she look well?
She looks embarrassed.
She looks like Mother.
It's all rubbish. A present from Cleethorpes?
No, it is not a present from Cleethorpes.
It's all perfectly simple. Agnes is just someone you write to with your problems.
What problems?
Wrong number.
She usually is.
Not only a son, but a hen.
I bet he's got it wrong.
I wonder if she'll emigrate.
Wouldn't you?
Do you think that we'll ever have to do something brave?
It could happen any time. You have to live with that.
Do you think she's his mother?
Well, he has been wrong before.
Oh, I can't believe it of Nelly. Although, she did move down south.
Oh, well, that practically proves it then.
No, but it does suggest that she might have a flaw in her character.
What about in yours? You're the right age group.
Watch your mouth.
You can still be friends. You're entitled to one mistake.
If you had woman of your own, you could forget mother.
How can a person forget his mother?
She forgot you for 50 years.
You don't know that. She could have been pining for me every day.
She left you on a doorstep.
Out of the draft. They said I was well wrapped up.
Sounds like spoiled kid to me.
Wasn't just any old doorstep.
No doorstep too good for my kid.
Do you two mind? This is very personal for me.
I still say forget mother, get woman.
How do I know there isn't a woman? Sinister forces wiped some of my memory. I sometimes get the feeling I might have a wife somewhere.
Another one in big hurry to find you.
How come you remember anything if they wiped your memory?
They only wipe the secret bits. I can remember being a milkman, but they put a big blackout over everything I did for the Secret Service.
You wanted a city suit?
I thought they pulled up all the tram lines.
Here she comes. That's Mother. Don't tell me that's not Mother. What do I say? What do you say to your mother after 50 years?
What kept you? Or you could try, was it something I said?
Don't say a word. Just give her a smile. Let her see you're harmless.
What do you mean harmless? I'm a lethal machine.
Well, pretend you're harmless just this once.
I can do that, yes. I'm good at disguise. I'm a master at disguise. I was known throughout Eastern Europe as the Shadow.
You said you were called Ace.
And my friends, my enemies knew me as the Shadow.
Don't say it.
How have you been keeping?
Fine, until now.
I can show you a distinguishing mark.
You dare and you'll get another.
Can't we just make conversation like two civilized people? Do you ever hear from Dad?
I'm only a couple of doors away.
Terrific.
It was before the war. I went up there with a young lady from the Bradford in Bingley.
You were seeking financial advice?
Not exclusively. I understand she married and moved to Leicester.
Oh, made a big impression there, didn't you?
Okay, not mother. Maybe she'd be your aunt.
She's my mother. I'm a trained spook. We never forget a face.
You were 3 days old.
I remember faces. What else is there to do on a doorstep? I forgive her. I'm like that. Except when it comes to enemies of this nation. Then I'm a tiger.
Do you fancy a drink, Tiger?
I shouldn't really while I'm on medication. But I'm not driving.
You're not driving me truck. I've seen you.
I was all right once I lost the twitch. You can't forecast every twitch.
What's this medication you're on, Tiger?
It's for a touch of arthritis in the left ear. It hurts when I wiggle it.
So why wiggle it?
At close quarters, that can sometimes be a distraction to an enemy, a ploy like that.
Use the right ear.
I like all my moving parts to be fully operational.
There's no answer to that.
I want to see this performing ear.
I'm sworn only to use it in emergencies.
You look very smart. And always remember how reduced it was in the sale.
I suppose I'm mistaken for a zebra crossing. People tend to walk all over me as it is.
Not when I'm there. Off you go, before I kidnap you and sweep you away to somewhere exotic.
We've been to Leeds.
It's there again, look. I think he just waits to say good morning.
Then be nice to him. Say good morning.
Morning, Morton.
Morning, Suit. Barry.
It's too loud, isn't it? You don't like it.
You're my friend. Love me, love a suit.
That's very decent of you, Mort, but I don't like it.
You're right, it's terrible.
Odds teeth, lad. I've heard of power dressing, but this is naked aggression.
It was in the sale.
I should damn well think so. Well, let's not stand out here. Why don't we go inside and help old Toby unblock his sink?
I'd love to help.
Good! I like that attitude. Come along. It's Barry, isn't it?
Yes.
And Harry. Barry and Harry, it's a double act. It's Morton, actually. Oh, that's blown that then. Never mind. Barry and Morton, I can live with that. Of course, I used to have my own personal sink unblocker. And then she divorced me. The ungrateful, treacherous, conniving. It's at times like this you miss them terribly.
I've been thinking.
Bad move.
Relax.
What do you do for fun?
Life isn't for fun. Life is for testing yourself to the limit. For being a rock against Her Majesty's enemies.
Why are we talking to this rock?
How often do you get the chance?
Since you're on my team, I've been thinking.
We're on his team?
Looks like it.
What do we do on team?
We look for Her Majesty's enemies, mostly.
Sounds like fun.
Man who makes enemies shouldn't throw glass houses.
I think I've heard that.
I'm not surprised, I just said it.
Do you think she'll like me when she gets to know the essential me?
Hobbo, you don't even know the essential you.
How's she going to say no to a decorated Cold War hero?
You see what I mean? You spend half your time dreaming.
Dreams? I'll have you know these are genuine flashbacks to a life from the cutting edge of
Primrose Dairies.
It's just cover. You don't imagine the most secret of secret services operates under its own name? There are dark areas in this world where the name of Primrose Dairies still strikes fear into the heart of evildoers. In those dire communist regimes, old ladies in shawls lit secret candles for those of us who, on a daily basis, risked our lives for the dairies. Primrose Dairies was a beacon of hope.
Primrose Dairies sold bacon?
Beacon.
Beacon.
They say he was something highly secret.
You mean he says he was something highly secret?
I heard MI5.
I heard Milkman.
I heard that was just his cover.
I must say, I do like a bit of heroism.
You should have said.
I was beginning to believe all the heroism's gone.
I think I can confidently say it's still there if you look for it.
At one time of day, men would go to the ends of the earth to win their ladies.
Well, it's not easy when you've got to be back by tea tonight.
It's not supposed to be easy. A man's expected to challenge himself against all odds.
I built a castle entirely from matches.
About 2 inches high. He gave it to me for my birthday.
Oh. It's just not the same as diamonds, is it?
I wondered if I should take a flu powder, or perhaps put on a winter vest. I was only wearing a summer vest.
He lives for danger. Only a summer vest.
I think that's normal.
Only thing that is.
I want you to keep your eye on me for any signs of a chill. Don't let me overexert.
How did you come to fall in the water?
Fall? That wasn't a fall. It was a finely tuned evasive action. The old lifesaver.
Evasive action?
I don't suppose you saw it.
What?
The telltale glint. I caught the briefest flash of sunlight on glass. And that means telescopic sight. And that means move your carcass hobdyke fast.
You're right, we didn't see it.
Nobody saw it.
Peripheral vision needs training. If you're going to be in my team, I'll need to bring you up to speed.
Who's likely to be after you with a rifle?
My guess will be Putin's people. Must have his shirt off again. And that's as much as I'm allowed to say.
So, why does he think you're his mother?
It's not funny.
Oh, it is funny.
What am I going to tell Travis?
What have you got to hide?
Do stop giggling. Nothing. I've got nothing to hide. At least not that big.
Then don't tell Travis anything. I mean, he rarely goes out. He's not going to hear anything.
But everybody else will. It's embarrassing, some clown going about calling you mother.
At least you missed the nappy stage.
What? Would you say I was capable of doing something adventurous and heroic?
Well, I'm sometimes amazed at what you're prepared to tackle.
I would say about as heroic as Travis. And he needs an anaesthetic before you can get near him with a band-aid.
This one would wear a helmet for playing Ludo.
You certainly know how to hurt people. Well, you might be sorry. I am toying with the idea of rowing the Atlantic single-handed. I'm not fully committed yet, but it's firming up.
Any Russians in recently?
How would I know if they're Russians?
Sturdy build, bad tailoring.
That's not Russian. That's basic Yorkshire.
But with a funny accent.
Yes, basic Yorkshire. Now, why don't you sit down and give your tongue a rest?
You know, I do get nostalgic about the ambience here. Early Formica. Quaint?
Quaint? What's quaint about it?
Take it as a compliment. People don't believe these places still exist.
These places?
It's a trip down memory lane. That old wartime absence of comfort and frills. You've got it absolutely right. That atmosphere of rationing, that well-scrubbed feel of austerity.
Wise man shuts mouth before he puts on boot in it.
I'm a fan. I'm half in love with the place. With a bit of imagination, you can easily convert it into something as cheerful as a packing crate. Only joking, of course.
You'll have to excuse him, he's just been wet. We found him while we were fishing.
You should have thrown him back.
Don't think we didn't try.
They jest. Now, you look like a lady of taste. What's the special today?
Come and have a look. Are you ready to order? Oh, don't wait for your friend. He seems to have got his tie nailed to my chopping block.
What are you doing back already?
I'm going to change. I'm afraid I've ruined the suit. I've been unbunging the captain's sink.
Can't he unbung his own sink?
Toby Mowbray-Smith. Does that sound like a name for unbunging sinks? Glenda, the world is divided into those who unbung sinks and those who bung them up. Toby is a bunger-upper.
Is he going to pay for your suit?
He calls me Barry.
It's your name.
It is now. Used to be, hey you.
Place your feet on the white marks. Don't move. A member of staff will escort you to safety.
What's not safe?
Anybody in here that's not under supervision.
No, don't turn your back. I've finished with all that.
It's just a reflex. I can't kick it. He used to chase me for money.
I know the feeling. I've been trying to get my money's worth out of you since day one.
She gets value.
They take advantage of me because I'm poor and simple.
And nobody taught her to lie like that. She picked it up entirely by herself.
Don't interrupt me. I'm getting a feeling for what this gentleman wants.
I was thinking about...
Yes. I must be psychic. It's here, ready for you. It's uncanny, really. I scare myself sometimes.
Well, what is it?
You asked for it.
It's what you've been pining for. It's probably been your most secret wish.
What?
A genuine, reconditioned, at a bargain price never repeatable, tractor tyre you'll never tell from new.
I don't have a tractor.
You never will have if you go on being negative. You've got to start thinking tractors, dreaming tractors.
How did you get that hole in your tie?
Will you please concentrate on your mission?
But why do I have to wear a wire in my own house?
So I can listen in and hear what Mother says.
Oh, I can tell you what she says. She says she's not your mother.
That's what she says in public. But what does she say to Pearl in private?
Oh, they won't speak privately in front of me.
Well, just stay nearby, or keep passing through, or come up with some clever contrivance to make them think you're not listening.
No chance.
He failed clever contrivance.
You'll be sorry for thinking me useless when you see me on TV rowing the Atlantic.
Oh, you're going then?
Tuesday.
Forecast rain Tuesday.
All right. Wednesday.
Morton, come in.
Actually, I've got something out here to show Barry. Is Barry in?
Barry, Morton wants to show you something.
He's the first one I thought of.
I suppose this bond develops when you've been unbunging sinks together.
It's not another sink, is it? He's at the door.
I'm going in.
You met him at Cleethorpes, and it was love at first sight.
He had a motorbike. I fell for that first.
I know what they're like, these holiday romances.
How come you know so much about holiday romances?
Stop earwigging.
What makes you think I'm earwigging?
That's it then. I'm from Cleethorpes.
You've got no proof of that.
You heard it. A holiday romance. I'm a love child. I knew she was the one. There was this instant something between us.
Yeah, a handbag. She was hitting you with it.
Why don't you go and change your library book?
I've only just changed it.
It's never stopped you before. You'd be astonished at how often he can change a library book. I think he must have the record.
I'm a speed reader.
Well, get some speed up now. You'll be going in a minute, won't you?
As soon as I've finished the paper.
What's up with him? He's up to something. He goes next door, then comes back to force himself on us. There's something going on. Listen. To his stomach. Can't you hear it rumbling? Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was your pipes. It's his guilty stomach.
We're getting some bad interference. Listen.
That's not interference. Sounds like the thermostat's gone on your immersion heater.
They could be coded signals. Little bursts of sensitive matter.
Sounds like something's burst.
We may have locked into someone's secret traffic.
That's the weirdest stomach I've ever heard.
I want to know what's going on. I know that stomach.
It's Morton. What's he doing with all that tyre?
Maybe all he's got in world is old tractor tyre.
Takes it walkies. I think that's nice.
Pull up near the idiot, but watch out, it could be a ploy.
It's like Auntie says. You could do a million things with these. You could fill the middle in, make a little garden pond, maybe a fountain, plant things in it. They're going to be a real asset to any garden.
Morton, is it fine by you if we call you Morton?
Oh, wow, great.
The thing is, Mort, I see you pushing an old tractor tyre up a hill, and I think this is my kind of person.
Oh, I am. I bet I am. I know I am.
I think this chap's entirely off the radar behaviour-wise. He'll never look like a threat to Her Majesty's enemies. He could be one of my spotters.
Great. Absolutely. I can do that. What am I looking for?
Russians.
Russians?
And an old tractor tyre. Yours seems to have slipped away.
We'll never get there at this rate.
And what's there when we get there? Trouble. I think it's often more satisfying to travel than to arrive.
You're a philosopher.
This job can do that to you. Anyway, we're in the middle of a game.
What game?
The tease. I'll show you how to joust a little with the great British public. We keep a nice steady pace. Traffic piles up behind because they don't know whether they dare pass a police car.
Are you sure you're ready for the Atlantic, Howard?
Well, not yet. But I'm not planning anything till next Tuesday.
Don't tell me you've done the Atlantic already.
He said he was doing it single-handed.
He is in future.
Call me Ace. Have you ever had anything so flash?
Bit of competition.
You'll have to shape up, Howard.
I don't think I can.
Ha ha!
First prize for sponge cakes.
She's not above buying one and tarting it up.
Do I detect a note of envy?
No, you don't. I've got better reasons than baking for not liking her.
Your Wilf again?
Good guess.
Are you sure he drank himself to death? Sounds like to me he was overstressed.
My Wilf regarded getting up in the morning as overstressed. I can never understand why I miss the bad beggar.
You could bake for me. Women lose their touch if they don't have a man to bake for. It's a scientific fact.
Isn't that a picking on you? I don't want people thinking I feed you.
I'm fashionably slim.
You're a bad advert for not smoking.
You're not smoking now.
Only just.
Hello. I'm Morton Beamish.
Didn't you used to be Herman Teasdale?
I've never seen him before. Who tells them?
You know she married a Norwegian.
Where did she find one?
Oh, in Norway. Apparently there's no shortage.
Used to hit me at school with a skipping rope handle. I assumed we were engaged.
You're going to be sad now all day.
Probably.
I had a dream last night. I dreamt I was getting off a bus and Putin was waiting. And I got off and he got on. And he never even looked at me.
Was bus on time?
What does that matter?
I like happy ending.
A bus on time is a happy ending.
On windy days, good enough for me.
You'll have to excuse him. He's an idiot.
I thought we decided Hobbo was the idiot.
We did. But now I can see I'm surrounded by idiots.
A good team.
You see what my dream means?
You have boring dreams.
It means that my cover as a milkman was so good that even my enemies never knew that I was Ace Hobdyke, secret agent.
Some people have trouble believing you were much of a milkman.
You drop one bottle, they never forget.
Well, it must be admitted, in your Primrose Dairy apron, you never looked like MI5's top killer.
I never said number one. I was in the top 3 and pushing. But I was held back by professional jealousy and the rumour that I wore baggy boxer shorts.
You do? I've seen them on your line.
I'm not ashamed. I'm a firm believer in baggy boxer shorts. Some agents used to conceal an extra weapon down their sock. I had room for a small arsenal.
People with small arsenals should not wear baggy boxer shorts.
I woke slightly headish this morning. It's probably nothing.
I wouldn't count on that. You look terrible. Does he look terrible?
I thought he was dead.
I'm not listening. I know exactly what it is. It's a mood thing. The curse of being a sensitive soul.
Oh, we guessed that, didn't we?
I always used to feel like this every time I'd had to strangle somebody.
As you do.
It's the longest job, you know, strangling people. Before you've finished, you've actually got quite close. It's a kind of bonding thing. You miss them once they've gone.
Anybody we knew?
No, this was before I retired. I haven't strangled anybody for ages.
And of course, people are only too willing to believe the dozy muffin. I hope you believe me.
Of course I believe you.
Then stop smirking.
Oh, come on. It's worth a smirk. Somebody comes out of your past and calls you mother.
He's not out of my past. We all have our secrets, but not that size.
Really? What are these secrets? Well, we all thought you were such a lady.
Apart from a few lapses of no concern to anybody, you were quite right, I am a lady.
Put your little finger down. It's going to take more than that to stop people talking. And this sneaking off in the afternoons thing's not doing you any favours.
I am pursuing a private objective. Nobody's sneaking.
They're talking.
I intend to raise this little finger proudly in the face of all suspicions.
It used to be just a twitch.
These are facial muscle exercises. I'm doing these deliberately.
If I did that, I'd feel like a twit.
You always feel like a twit. You should. Don't be modest.
You think I do good twit?
Like a native.
Did I ever tell you that as agents in the field, we had to be masters of disguise?
I believe you mentioned it.
200 times.
One of the ways was to change the look on one's face.
What do you think? Oh, I believe her. She's not his mother. He's a muffin. He was always leaving me double cream I hadn't ordered.
He used to leave me the wrong butter. Mind you, he was always polite. I used to feel terrible for shouting at him.
If Nelly's got nothing to hide, she wants to stop sneaking off somewhere every afternoon.
Oh, I've told her.
But have you asked her where she goes?
You can't just go around asking people their business. Of course I've asked her. I won't say.
Got to be no good then, hasn't it?
We don't know that. Although it's not for the want of trying.
I know she gets ratty when you start talking about no smoke without fire. What am I talking about? Smoking? I'm supposed to be trying to forget smoking.
We all forget how we used to be.
Meaning what?
Meaning no smoke without fire. We've all played with matches in our time.
Not for a long time.
I've seen you at the back of the dance hall with a Polish airman.
Only because you were there with his friend.
Keeping an eye on you.
If your pull was anything like my pull, you'd have needed both eyes where they belonged.
I met my Wilf at a dance. He was running the bar. I'm the barmaid. I thought she was his mother.
Are you sure you dropped it in the shop?
If you knew how much I missed it, you wouldn't doubt me.
Well, how valuable was it?
Oh, go on, make me out to be money mad. You ever heard of sentimental value?
For a £1 coin?
You get sentimental where you want. I've got my own agenda.
When was the last time you remember handling it?
Last August. It was a sweltering hot day. I was careless. Well, I was upset. Somebody had just died before he'd finished paying for a clock he'd had repaired. Must have fallen out of my purse.
Aye, through a zip and 3 locks.
There's only one lock.
You don't look like you're going jogging.
I'll change when I get in the countryside. I don't like wearing shorts in built-up areas.
Oh, I've always rather liked your built-up areas. Why don't you wear a tracksuit?
I like my knees free when I'm at speed.
You don't expect to hear things like that from a person in insurance circles.
Of course, you don't always need beards and tricks. You can use the facial muscles.
What's he doing with his face out of control?
Have no fear.
This is he who strikes terror in Her Majesty's enemies.
He's not doing much good for me either.
This is the shadow.
I can see where the bulb's a bit dim.
Of course, change of outer clothing never hurts. Good day, madam. I believe you have a theatrical department.
Best for Miles.
I can't see any. What's up with him?
We think it's being rejected by his mother.
Also has bad leg-to-brain ratio.
Never spring up at me again. It could be fatal for you. I can't always slow this right hand down.
Slow it down. We had time for tea and sandwiches.
Oh, you remember Morton Beamish, used to be Herman Teasdale.
I'm trying to forget that.
Yes, I know Morton. How are you, Mr. T? Beamish.
Bearing up.
You going jogging this morning, Toby?
I intend to get back into shape. Show the wife what she's missing. And why it should be necessary is beyond me. You'd think she could see that I'm tremendously attractive, even if a little overweight and out of condition. Have you met Morton? Used to be Herman Teasdale.
Yes, we know Morton.
How long is he going to keep him back there?
Listen, once she gets them back there, there's no telling. I've known them have to send out for food.
You got kitchen? I could soon whip up food I was raised on.
Egg foo young?
Black pudding, pickled tripe.
This is for how much, yeah?
Hands in pockets. Do not touch anything. Do not cross the red line. I'll be with you as soon as I've chained up these two Rottweilers.
There, please, is Rottweiler.
She used to have one. We had to give it back. I was terrified of her.
Who is Red Line?
It's in the marketplace.
The Red Line, not the Red Lion.
I thought he said Red Lion.
Red line, imaginary line, like equator.
I'm just as hot when you cross it.
Where's Hobbo? Isn't he ready yet?
Oh, he's ready. He's behind you.
Nobody spots the shadow.
Knew it was him all time.
The worst German accent we ever heard. Hitler sounded better.
Thought he was German.
Hitler? No. He came from Hartlepool. He had to move to Germany because he couldn't handle the Geordie accent.
Never knew that.
Well, think about it. Oh, wait, man. Doesn't hack it like Schno.
That's it then. The old antenna's bleeping. What was that lot up to?
What?
You're supposed to be the observer on this team. You're supposed to be our eyes and ears.
I was looking at you. You were talking. Seemed rude to be looking anywhere else.
Well, I'm tickled you've got lovely manners. But it's not a lot of comfort thinking buying life could be in your hands and you're not even awake.
Well, I shan't look at you again. If you want to talk, the most you'll be talking to is this right here.
Well, I hope it's more alert than the rest of you. Didn't you see those blokes acting suspicious?
Doing what?
Hiding behind that parked car.
How many?
Looks like 3.
3? That's one more than us.
Now you're waking up.
Acting really suspiciously.
Very.
Suppose it ain't 3. Suppose when we get there, there's 15.
It's not that big a car.
So 12 of them walked here. Came from different directions. Would draw less attention that way.
Crafty. Good point. Actually, they didn't look all that suspicious.
My guess would be amateur football team. 11 players, a referee, 2 linesmen.
That's 14.
Somebody's uncle came to watch. There's your 15.
Fair enough. Bravery's been discontinued anyway since health and safety.
I find you very attractive.
Attractive?
I wonder, could you direct me, please, to historical places of interest?
Can I? Oh.
I was nicht planning so far to go.
How far were you thinking of going?
Tell me with money.
It's Yorkshire, love. We all are.
Well, that's me going through it again.
No. We're saving you till later.
So who is it this time?
Another strange man. We were talking about my Travis.
So you see, you're not the only one that's loopy.
What's Travis done?
He's locked himself in the shed again because I won't tell him where I go in the afternoons.
Where do you go in the afternoons?
Oh, look. Is it that time already?
Sure, I like you associating with people whose husbands don't know where they go in the afternoons. To make a direct order of it. But I feel it's something you should think about.
Why don't you give it a rest before your mouth finds your foot in it?
Why is Hopdyke wearing glasses and that young lady?
I think it's all part of his search for a mother.
She's not the motherly type.
Voice of experience.
It's just a wild guess.
So, what day is this in English?
It could be bigger than you think.
Excuse me, Arthur, my Messerschmitt is at the cleaners.
Mr. Hopdyke, your twitch is back.
You knew it was me?
I'll never forget a bad accent.
She's penetrated my disguise.
I wonder how.
You must be a lady of acute perception.
I'm a lady of acute several items.
Ask anybody.
I wouldn't say anybody.
You know what this means? I'll have to change. I've never been uncovered before. Me, a man who once spent 3 weeks pretending to be a Mr. Igor Globnik. 2 of them with Mrs. Globnik. This is the way to loosen up, you know. Lots of nerves pass through the neck. You should try this yourselves.
I can't wait.
I do this whenever I'm in a bit of a flutter. It helps me rediscover my calm centre.
Did you know he had a calm centre?
Must be behind his twitch.
I learned this stuff from a holy man in Tibet. I think it was Tibet.
Or could be Thames Ditton.
You see all this gorgeous scenery, and you can't help asking, what are we doing for lunch?
Don't talk to me about lunch. That woman nearly had me for lunch.
Marina's bark, worse than bite.
He's lying, don't listen to him. You were within inches of your eyeballs steaming up.
Driving myself through the pain barrier, but I think it's working. I'm loosening up. Oh, it's uncanny, you know, the power the trained mind has over matter.
What's the matter?
My neck. think it's stuck. Yes, I was right. It's stuck. Seems to be locked. Perhaps I should have loosened up more before I did the tricky stuff. But don't worry. I can deal with it. It's happened before. It's just a question of ignoring the pain and waiting for the right moment to... There, you see? Could somebody please, chaps, team, my team, over to me, please. Just,
illegal.
They're trying to break his neck.
Good deal. I hate that. That's contempt for law and order. You'd think they'd wait till dark.
Look, hang on. They're letting him go.
No, they're not. They're taking him prisoner. Oh, I bet his neck's something terrible.
Probably a mob thing. Brought him out here to bury him.
Oh, well. As long as it's nothing serious. Do you mind? Stop letting your imagination run wild.
Well, what else can it be?
A couple of chiropractors working on his neck.
Out here?
They go anywhere. You've heard of the Flying Doctor? They're the Flying Chiropractors.
Where's their aircraft?
All right. It was just a theory.
You go on ahead. I'll just die here quiet.
I'm not leaving him.
Of course not. Nobody's leaving him.
It's lucky he's got us. You don't find loyalty like that every day.
No, unhand me. I can't give in. There's a little wife back home probably pining for me. Quite a big wife, actually. In fact, she's got a backside like a tram. Is it any wonder men go astray?
You've seen her. What's she like?
It's only a small tram.
I think he's secretly still in love with her.
I think you believe in fairies.
An oasis.
He said we'd soon see benefits of exercise.
I'm a little off balance.
That's certainly our opinion.
You want us twist neck back?
No, I'll do it gradually.
We'll be gentle.
You promise? Of course, I don't mind pain. I can stand any amount of pain. I just don't want you to dirty my collar.
It's no good. I can't stand this.
So, what then?
I think a finger in each ear, don't you?
He could have ridden inside.
I told him. He said, leader does not allow pain to alter plans.
I sometimes think his head's turned further than sideways. Where's he gone?
Could have said goodbye.
Help me up!
Help you up? With your neck like that, do you know which way is up?
Why did you pull in here?
You need drink.
I do now.
to you.
Never looks you in eye.
Looks in here, mostly.
Ignore them. I just keep them for simple duties.
There's no blood. You don't get a lot of that from strangulation.
You could have cut his tongue out, like they do. It's a warning to keep silent. You're looking very thoughtful. What is it?
I was wondering if, while we're here, do you fancy ordering a sandwich?
Plans? Extra pickle?
Oh, you'll have it all over the car again.
I need to outside me.
I can't understand people who find jogging boring. Are we bored?
Never. Even in built-up areas.
I'll drink to that.
No, this won't do. I must go and relocate my trousers.
Relocating my trousers has been my downfall. I strongly recommend against it.
Did we have trousers? Well, where are you lot off to?
We thought back to the car seemed like a good idea.
Whoa, you can't drive like that.
Toby says I'm fine. I so admire his tee-shot. I am not disposed to argue the matter.
We'll have to take them. He'll have to drive.
Looking sideways.
He's the only one who hasn't had a drink.
How's he going to drive with his head on sideways?
Badly.
We better follow that lot.
The benefits of whiplash. Oh, how about that?
I heard you moving about in the early hours. What were you doing?
Housework. It was either that or start smoking.
Well, I say this for Nora. She was quiet at nights.
Her husband could have told you that.
I think he got so he never noticed.
Being married to our Nora, not noticing would be one of your better options.
So, how's she coping in Australia?
She'll be all right. Not so sure about the Australians. It does remind me of somebody.
Could be Brad Pitt.
It's not Brad Pitt.
Are you often mistaken for Brad Pitt?
Happens all the time.
How's Mrs. Entwistle?
Forgot to ask. I knew there was something.
Do you know the way they practice marriage in these parts? It's a wonder anybody's still here.
Good point. How come we Yorkshire folk didn't die out?
I think the old-fashioned Sunday has a lot to answer for. You weren't supposed to work, and everything was closed.
The new insurance man wears a wig.
Is that what they mean by being fully covered?
Sometimes it doesn't turn as fast as his head does.
Why would he want to impress the ladies at his age?
How come you don't know the answer to that at your age?
Oh, well, I sold lino all those years. That's enough excitement for anybody.
I don't want to intrude.
Goodbye then, Howard.
Sorry you can't stop.
But I've got to confide in somebody.
He's not in. Try the next street.
You're not being very helpful.
Oh, you noticed that, have you?
It's Pearl. I think she's seeing someone else.
Have you made any kind of check for intruders? You shouldn't leave it all to me, you know. I've been let down before by sloppy staff work.
Jam roly-poly.
Excuse me. It sounded like you said jam roly-poly.
He did. He said jam roly-poly. Is this new dance?
Jam roly-poly is not a dance. Oh, wait a minute. We could be onto something there.
Used to be dance called cakewalk.
Well, there you go then. Let's all do the jam roly-poly, the jam roly-poly, the jam roly-poly. Let's all do the jam roly-poly.
Stop blethering. Pay attention while I run you through some basic fieldcraft moves.
I've just had this vision.
Of jam roly-poly.
Yes. Got to bake one tomorrow. Haven't had one in yonks. If you see me hesitating here, it's because I haven't fully decided between a white sauce or delicious custard.
Go custard. We invented custard.
You invented custard?
Marco Polo stole recipe. Started custard war.
I've heard of Opium War.
That came later. But people turned to opium when no custard.
Wait a minute, excuse me. I thought I put us up here to practice staying alert in open countryside. You want visions? I'll give you visions. I keep seeing me trekking through Siberia with the KGB looking for me with helicopters.
I think I'll do a white sauce.
Natasha. If it hadn't been for Natasha. She died saving me. Go, she said. Take my heart with you.
How did you get it through custom?
Said it was jam roly-poly.
I hated leaving her, but I had to get the secret formula back to Primrose Dairies. The saddest thing was I didn't have time to bury her. I started, but... Have you tried digging permafrost with a metal coat hanger? That's unknown.
Make that too.
Best thing I could do was cover her with bits of bark from dead branches. I'd only got as far as one leg when I heard the helicopter.
What were you doing out there with a coat hanger?
They were like gold in Siberia. You could use them for barter. Without coat hangers, they used to have to go outside every night in just their jammies and hang their coats on trees.
She loved you, and you only buried one leg.
Don't remind me. I've had to live with it.
He thinks his wife is seeing someone else. What's good for the goose?
He's seeing someone else.
Howard seeing someone else? You know this for a fact?
Yes.
He's dead. That's it. Finished. History. He can have his field guide to British insects back.
I wondered where that had gone.
It's not a library copy. He bought it for me. It's personally inscribed to Marina, who makes insect spotting an adventure. Who is this someone else he's seeing?
It's you, you silly girl. That's all we are, a someone else. Never a bride, always a someone else.
I know it's sad, but we do get more variety.
Not recently.
No, not recently. Barry, how much water do you put in these things?
I could tell you if it was an engine, but irons? That's female territory. I'll get the expert. Thunder! Thunder!
Where's the fire?
How much water should the captain put in his steam iron? Did you hear him? Not only calls me Barry, but now he's relying on me. That's progress, Thunder. He used to wipe me off his shoe. We're gonna be buddies. I can feel it. Hi, Barry. Hi, Toby.
Don't overheat. He's just an ordinary mortal.
I wouldn't say that if you'd seen his chip shot.
I never knew he had a chip shop.
Chip shot.
Good morning, Toby.
And to you, my dear. You'd think after 30 years of marriage she could still do my washing and ironing.
Well, what's wrong with it? It looks new.
Oh, it is. Imagine I get to my age before experiencing the thrill of buying an iron.
How much water does it recommend in the instructions?
They come with instructions? What kind of moron needs instructions for an iron? So your wife goes out some afternoons with Nelly. So what? You and I often go out in an afternoon.
She's no business behaving like that.
I'm afraid I don't see the difference.
The difference is that Pearl's not really interested in insects.
Howard, I'm not really interested in insects.
We should said before I bought you the book.
If you think your wife is going astray, why do you come to us for sympathy?
I thought that's what friends were for.
Wives are for sympathy. The other woman is supposed to be for romance, excitement, forbidden passion.
Forbidden? We haven't passed what's allowed yet.
He's working on it. My life's falling apart. My wife's acting strangely. And the one person I thought I could turn to.
Yes? Go on.
Doesn't like insects.
I quite like some furry caterpillars.
You do? Maybe we could build on that.
Oh, Howard.
Oh, Marina.
Oh, good grief. And they owe it all to a furry caterpillar.
Come on, on your feet. Action stations, action stations. Now, come along. I want to show you something. Seen it? No, you haven't.
I was there when he saw it. I remember him saying, let's not bother seeing that again.
Stop messing about. Now watch this, you'll be amazed.
Well, before we be amazed, why don't we have a stroll to the pub?
I'll vote for that. Pub I don't mind seeing again.
Ye gods. Is this your idea of a well-structured day? Now, watch this. You see that patch of shade down there near the hedge? Huh? I'll show you how I can disappear entirely.
Promises, promises.
You don't need to use camouflage. All you have to do is use the shade, right? Now watch me disappear. You'll be amazed. Now you see why they call me the Shadow. Now come on, be honest. I'll bet I'm invisible. Hello? Are you there? Are you receiving me?
Team! Do we wait for him?
Is there any point now he's invisible?
That's so. Maybe in truck already.
Good point. Let's go.
To me, team! I'm making that an order! Team, to me! Hat on fire. Caught it in time. No problem. Happened before. In the course of an adventurous life, it's been bound to get your hat on fire. Problem?
No problem. Just waiting for team leader.
He should be coming round the bend any minute.
It's him with the hat. You sure he's not round bend already?
Keeping an open mind.
He was jumping on his hat.
Yeah, he does that.
Hat dance he learned in Siberia.
Keeps him warm in winter.
He looked like a right paddy to me.
Inclined to be vicious, is he?
No, he's a pussycat.
Was he out there?
Was who out there?
Howard.
I didn't see him.
Doesn't mean he isn't there. He can be very sneaky.
Well then, he'll just have to be out-snook by two superior practitioners of the craft.
You're right. The sneakier than he is any day. But it doesn't mean he isn't out there. Do you know, I think he's watching me. He's getting very suspicious.
So's mine. It'll do them both good. They're never happy unless you're stuck in the house, like the rest of the furniture.
Been there, done that.
Don't stop, it could be an ambush.
Do we do ironing boards?
Need you ask?
I've never seen one.
Oh, we'll work something out. They can have mine, if they're prepared to compensate me for the sentimental value.
I'll get it. Let me feel I'm contributing. No, Morton. I've not sunk so low that I have to rely on the charity of friends for my ironing board.
Don't overdo it. You wash his socks.
Well, he wears nice socks.
I'm a quality dresser. Used to be. In my days of fullness and splendour.
Thrown you out, has she?
On a technicality. You spend one evening with a Mrs. Ericsson. All she eats is muesli. And the wife refuses to believe that I was merely dieting.
Cooking for muesli?
I didn't leave, I was pushed.
My wife could eat. I used to cook every night.
Morton, you can cook?
Oh, nothing too fancy.
Oh, why don't I give you a try?
Toby, you can come next door and have a meal with us.
On Morton's night off? Sounds like a good idea. Now, dear lady, I want the simplest you've got, very cheap.
Setting up house, are we?
Much against my will.
Always a welcome here for the divorced and useless male. Gift to the struggling shopkeeper.
You understand I've no intention of doing the ironing. But if word got round, it could seriously interfere with my sporting activities.
Don't be embarrassed. You're in the right place. I understand the problems of the womanless male.
Well, all I need at the moment is a cheap ironing board.
I hear you.
So, you want to find out where the ladies go to on these afternoon mystery trips? Well, we can do that. My team and I can do that. We'll show you.
I think we volunteered again.
Why do we do that?
How can we follow them without being seen?
You ask that of the shadow?
Well, listen, that girl sees she's been followed. She'll think I'm behind it.
You are behind it.
I think we ought to keep that our secret.
Secret? Secrets are my business. Stay calm. You're in professional hands.
This lot, they're not all that reliable.
God, look who's talking.
Relax. They're under my supervision now. They'll be working the Hobdyke rules.
He's not just man who slides down windscreen.
This man once buried a leg in Siberia.
I can't bear it.
She'll recognise you lot.
That doesn't matter, as long as she doesn't recognise you.
Whose leg was it?
Whose leg was it?
You ask that of the shadow?
Stop, please. This is very painful for me.
Oh, there's got to be a reasonable explanation.
People are talking. They come in here. I hear them.
Oh, yes, well, you do if you make sure your ears are close enough.
It's not all that easy.
But you manage.
Generally.
Sneaking out. Now, who said it was sneaking out? Maybe they're just going out.
But where? Nobody knows and they're not saying. I mean, what's all the mystery about?
Has anybody asked?
You can't just ask.
Oh, you learn how if you've been a pub landlady. Anyway, Yorkshire folk are supposed to be blunt and upfront.
That's why they finish up with only their whippets to talk to.
I don't feel this is really me.
You look like the Godfather. You look terrific.
You look like Fairy Godfather.
Just a bit. Gone in.
You're right.
Where's the ironing board? Did we get the ironing board? I've got every damn thing but the ironing board.
You have
Pay attention.
I thought I was.
No, really pay attention.
I stood up to her, if you noticed. I didn't buy the aspidistra.
No, but you left a deposit.
You thought you were just giving change for a note, didn't you, Mort?
God, it's a harsh world out here without a loving wife to take the blows.
I agree. I feel terrible.
Don't go to pieces, Morton. Yours wasn't a loving wife, or she wouldn't have left you.
No, it's not that. It's that sneaky deposit.
Well, you might as well come in for a drink. Now I've got something else to sit on.
What kind of place is it?
It doesn't say. Maybe a place for wayward wives.
That's it, a kind of club. It's where they go to meet new friends.
Probably learning tango.
Maybe gambling and drinking, that kind of club.
Oh, we should stop depressing me.
Courage, Howard. Life deals these blows. We have to pick ourselves up. Have a peppermint. I find it helps. I left my love dead in Siberia, but after the peppermint I found the strength to go on.
Have you got any bottled Brazils? What do you think they're meeting in there?
Boyfriends.
Real smoothies. Hairy chest, big tattoos.
Brilliant dancers, foreign extraction. Come here to steal our women.
I don't believe it.
You do believe it? Look at you, you've gone white.
Stop winding the man up. It's probably all completely harmless. Bikers Club.
Don't look now, Howard. But I think your wife's involved with Hell's Angels.
The woman who could be my mother is in there. Mummy's a Hell's Angel.
No wonder she left you on doorstep. No one on bike.
I'd like to know what's going on in there.
No, you wouldn't.
There's only one way to find out.
I'm not going in bikers then.
I'm with him.
Do you know how many are in there?
Well, we'll catch those two and question them. There's 4 of us, there's only 2 of them. Follow that bike.
Excuse me, what happens when we catch up?
We have to put them in fear.
Can we ask in fear of what?
Of us.
They're young and fit.
And nasty, don't forget nasty.
They have your wife and the lady who could be my mother in their grimy den. Are we really going to hesitate?
I think that's a yes.
Never. Say it. Never.
Never.
Get some anger with it. Work yourself into a rage. Snarl it. Growl it. Never. Never. Beast. Oh, that's better. That's my boy. Now we have to get them to take the message back to their den that those 2 ladies are out of bounds.
You tell them, Howard.
No. I'll tell them. I'll give them a warning at first, it's only fair. But I shall make it quite clear that unless they end their relationship with those ladies, the Godfather here will be quite without mercy.
I've got to thrash 2 hairy bikers.
One at a time.
One at a time.
Feel better now?
No.
You've got to stop this before your wife becomes totally involved with these biker people. Or is it too late? Has she got any tattoos?
Have you looked lately?
Well, not lately.
only fair to warn you that this man is Tony the Throat Lombroso. Tony the Throat. Why the throat, you may be wondering? Well, if it gets near yours, you'll find out. Trying to hold him back. Got the scent of blood. Back, Tony, back. If he gets loose, he'll eat through your helmet and bite off your ears. Back, Throat, back!
Don't just charge them, Tony. Give them your warning. Give them your roar.
Your death roar. Yeah. Do it, do it! This is their last chance before you strike. Roar, Tony, roar!
Tony the Throat. What are you doing following us?
It's called caring.
Don't say it.
We thought you had a fella.
I have. And look at him.
I always wanted another motorbike. Oh, don't tell Travis.
He won't talk. Not Tony the Throat.
At least we've solved the mystery. We now know where she goes of an afternoon.
It's very unnerving to find your wife's a biker. How am I going to compete with just a push bike?
You asked that of the shadow?